Thank you, colleagues, for today's meaningful debate and discussion. Though the hour grows late, I rise in enthusiastic support of House Bill 22-1279. I've spent much of the day listening and questioning whether I should even come down here and say anything at all. As someone who will personally never get pregnant, my opinion on the matter admittedly comes at an exceptionally steep discount. I am also aware that no one's mind is being changed today. All of us, as well-intentioned as we may be, are far beyond the point of persuasion. So what exactly are we doing here? One thing we're not doing is changing Colorado law with respect to reproductive rights. In fact, just the opposite is true. We are codifying existing law. We are putting the status quo into statute. No rights are being changed or altered. Colorado is now, and following the passage of this bill will remain, one of a handful of states where a pregnant person's right to abortion care is a matter between themselves and their doctor, wholly free of government interference or intervention. If nothing is changing, though, then why the 12-hour debate? It's no secret that this issue divides us deeply in profound and meaningful ways. And whether the approach we take or the lens we view this through is law, morality, faith, or philosophy, the simple truth is that we are not going to see eye to eye on this. And that's okay. The unity of freedom has never relied on uniformity of opinion. So why come down here? I rise in support of 1279 because we need to keep a few things straight for the record. I rise because I represent folks who've been listening in all day long and deserve, before our judgment is rendered and our votes are cast, to hear the truth about what's really happening. So here it goes. We are here because the opponents of this bill and the rights it seeks to enshrine have worked hard for the last 49 years to stack the Supreme Court of the United States with justices who will overturn Roe v. Wade. And by virtue of some of the least democratic features of our Republican form of government, they're close. Indeed, notwithstanding assurances to just call balls and strikes, or the offering of other platitudes during their confirmation hearings, the conservative justices of the Supreme Court are ready to abandon precedent, spurn stare decisis, and overturn nearly a half-century of American jurisprudence, all to accomplish what they couldn't do at the ballot box, and that is to outlaw abortion. We're here because Roe is imperiled, and in its wake, state general assemblies are rushing to restrict abortion access. 15-week timetables, bounty hunters, stiffer penalties, and other rules are being implemented by GOP-controlled legislatures all across the country.
Rep. Woodrow, if you could keep it to the bill, please, and not impugn motives of individuals.
Certainly, Mr. Chair. Hundreds of anti-choice laws are being introduced and passed. We are here to say not in Colorado. We are here to say that the anti-choice folks will not prevail in our great state. Rather than felonize abortion or create a state registry of patients, we will take this step through 1279 to further ensure Colorado remains a place where these decisions are left to doctors and patients as opposed to donors and politicians. There's been a lot said, and Lord knows no one likes hearing my nasally voice, but a few points need to be made before I sit down. One, the opponents of this bill do not hold a monopoly on morality. Though defending the unborn is a noble pursuit, so too is there a deep and abiding moral justification for allowing people who can get pregnant the autonomy to make their own healthcare decisions with respect and privacy. Two, the bill sponsors and others who support 1279 are pro-life. Being a champion for life must extend beyond the period from conception to birth. And those who advocate for birth while standing opposed to affordable housing, to health care, to a living wage, to food and clothing, to a clean environment, may wish to re-examine the meaning of their mottos and the sincerity of their slogans. Everyone deserves a birthday? Okay, sure. But might I humbly suggest that we measure our success not solely in the quantity of our trips around the sun, but in the quality of our years and the love, honor, and respect we share with each other while living them. Perhaps knowing how difficult today would be, this morning the minority leader offered a prayer for this body that was kind and heartfelt. I know I appreciated it. And though I consider many of you to be simply divine, we are not deities. We are people with all of our flaws and virtues, our errors and our egos. I pray we all remember that. and offer each other grace accordingly. Thank you.